Welcome everyone to the first ever episode of the Nerg and Lakk Lecturama, Bad for Business. My name's Nerg, the host of this channel, and it's about time we got started. So there have been quite a few scandals in the business world over the last few years. Take WorldCom, or Enron, or most of the banking sector in 2008. I'm looking at you, Lehman Brothers. I'm looking at you. Anyway, businessmen, bankers, and managers can't seem to help themselves, like small children left with crayons near a pristine white wall. Obviously not a recipe for success, but have you ever wondered why this is happening and how to fix it?
No! God, please, no! No!
Many people blame managers for these scandals, and rightly so. They're the ones that done goof, they waste their money, they're the reason we can't have nice things. So this has prompted business schools to include classes on ethics and corporate social responsibility, and insert buzzword here, in an attempt to teach managers not to be terrible human beings. However, Samantha Ghoshal wrote an article on the subject in 2005 called "Bad Management Theories Are Destroying Good Management Practices," and it states that business schools don't need to add more classes, they just need to fix the ones they already have. Because it's not so much the managers that are causing these scandals, it's the way that they're taught. Of course, there are multiple reasons why these scandals keep happening, and this is only a small part, but for the rest of the video we'll be focusing on Samantha Ghoshal's work. So first things first, we need to understand that business schools teaches two things fundamentally: business-related science and science-related business. There's a lot of science involved here, but bear with me. See, Ghoshal points out that one of the major issues is the way the scientific method is taught and applied in business. See, the scientific method, also known as the general steps for baby's first research, is based on logical positivism, the "do you even facts and observations bro" school of scientific thought. It's a model that works well for the natural sciences such as physics, mathematics, and to a lesser degree chemistry and biology, because they tend to be objective. They tell us about the world, about reality. Contrast that with the social sciences such as psychology, economics, and their weird-ass love child business, which are subjective. They try to tell us about how we perceive the world. So you're going to see the first big mismatch of the bunch. Business, which is subjective, is being taught with objective tools. Why does this matter? Well, there are two reasons. The first issue is something Ghoshal likes to call the pretense of knowledge, which basically means that people assume that the knowledge they acquire through research is correct and usable in real life, which we all know is slightly incorrect because they are using the wrong tools. Now, whether the theory they try to apply to the real world is only slightly incorrect or completely incorrect is very hard to determine, which is why sometimes mistakes happen. The second issue is the lack of an intrinsic concept of ethics and morality in the current scientific method. See, the current scientific method, being based on logical positivism, is all about facts, all about logic, all about observation, and those are objective things, whereas, as we all know, morality is very subjective. Take as an example the Terminator franchise, in which Skynet, a computer made by humans, decides that the only way to save humans is to kill all of them. This is based off of logic and reasoning and facts, but does not account for whether it's right or wrong, and this is the same kind of issue that is currently plaguing the science of business. So if we try and look beyond just the scientific method as a source for the woes of the world, we'll also find that business is suffering from its ideology, because the current reigning ideology is that of liberalism. Now, to those of you who don't know, liberalism has nothing to do with freedom, as the name would suggest. It has everything to do with the fact that people are smart and people are assholes. And it influences theories and students. There are many theories out there that operate on the basis that people are smart and are assholes. And students learning this stuff in business schools have to assume that they have to be assholes themselves, or else they'll get screwed over by other assholes, which is a self-fulfilling prophecy of its own. So you're probably wondering, right? It's been 11 years since 2005. 11 years. I feel old now. What's been done since then? Well, a lot of business schools have integrated ideas of morality and ethics and corporate social responsibility into a lot of their core courses, so it's more prevalent throughout the entire study. which is kind of what Ghoshal wanted in the first place. But beyond that, are we going to see less scandals in the future? Maybe? See, the thing is, the people that are learning this new way of not being a dick to people, they're only starting out. Most of them are still students, some of them have started off in companies, but most of them will not become upper management until they hit like 40, 45. So that's another maybe 15 to 25 years before we might see an effect. So it's really hard to tell. But until then, it's pretty good to know.